My single experience lasted 19 years. I was single for 19 years because you went through a lot.
I went through a lot. Like I remember being so mad. I was so mad that I punched the elevator and I broke my hand.
When you say I'm independent, that means I don't need no man. I don't need da. But then you want a man. You want to be loved.
What girls think is that if I can first attract him, if I can bring him in, then I can make him love me. Yeah, that's not how it works.
You can't even look for the real person for you because you're looking with the person that has the ability to meet those needs. So it doesn't matter. Are they good character?
Whoa. Say that slowly again.
Okay, I wanted some boys because I saw you have a crush and all of these things.
Tell me about your crushes.
We threw them in the lake of fire.
Okay, think about the woman that you want to marry. Think about the best version of who she is. Okay, are you the type of man that woman would be attracted to?
Now, a man who is actively looking for a wife, those are not very many.
That's fire. You also wanted a man that was like very like tough outside in the public and only soft with you. And you wanted but Josh is smiling to everyone. He's shaking everyone's hands. And you're like, that's not what I wanted. What's up, everybody? This is the Jay and Joe Show. I'm Jay.
And I'm Joe.
You practice that. Anyways, we're excited for today. We are going to be talking about why are you still single while talking about our own experiences in singleness. I know the desire to have someone, to be with someone, to have someone call you, text you, and there's nobody there.
Are getting cold.
And you see that people are, in Uganda, it's always the warm weather, but in America, once it hits that,
cuffing season.
Yeah, once it hits that cuffing season, September, October, December, when it gets so cold, you enter your bed and you're by yourself.
Now the rain
I'm telling you. Anyways, I'm telling you, I know what it is to be single. So we're gonna share our single experiences, and then and then we'll see if that helps you and blesses you. So Joanne,
experience is a long one.
The longest, which is a great thing because you went outside of culture. So what is your single experience?
My single experience lasted 19 years. I was single for 19 years. So from birth until age 19.
So in high school, there was no one?
No, nobody.
So no one tried to,
They tried, but I was not interested. No, maybe out of fear.
Tell us about the fear, because you girl, I'm telling you, I had to work on this girl. She had so many.
I know.
Oh, man. Tell me about the fear.
I was raised by I love you, mom, but...
Is she watching?
I don't know. But I was raised by a very principled mom. If you know, you know. And boys were not anywhere in the equation. It was about school. It was about discipline. It was about doing what you had to do. And boys were the biggest distraction.
If you sit next to a boy, you'll get pregnant.
You need to run. Yes, you need to run.
If you sit next, you get pregnant.
Hey, mom, I don't know. But I think that helped me. It went from, when I didn't want boys a lot, but when you're kind of like scared, like when they've scared, but like prohibited you. Some people like run to guys, but for me it was like, nah.
So it wasn't like a healthy single, it was more from fear? Is that what you're trying to say? Or was it?
It was first from like, stay away from boys, and then it became like, oh, I'm very confident in myself, because it was stay away from boys, but while she's growing me, if that makes sense.
She's saying, stay away from boys, and then I'm going to put these principles inside of you.
Principles in you.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just like one-sided, like stay away from boys, and then she's like absent or she's not there. But she was stay away from boys, but growing me and instilling values in me and like making me rich. So I knew like I was a standalone, capable person, and that I was valuable and all of this. And so from okay, I wanted some boys because I saw,
They were
you have
handsome.
a crush and all of these things.
Tell me about your crushes.
Just, we threw them in the lake of fire. We wrapped them up and we threw them in the lake of
We threw them
fire.
out,
Yeah,
huh?
but it became such a wholesome season, a season of growth, a season of really knowing who I am, a season of confidence, and yeah. And then
Tell me about
I
these
met
crushes.
Josh.
I'm starting to.
Josh, we are
You've
talking
never
about why
told.
you're still
Yeah,
single.
Auntie,
The
why you
crush
have a
has.
crush? Was it in high school? Was it in university? Was it
It was
where?
in all the above.
You shall talk about this
All the
off camera.
above.
You shall
But then
have
I
to.
met Josh. When I met Josh, I still had my head high, held high, and I was still like hard to get, and I was still in like stay away from boy era, and it was really difficult. But he grew on me, and here we are. Yeah,
I grew on you.
you did.
Listen,
You did.
I think people become. I hate singleness because singleness is a great time for self-reflection.
Yeah.
It's a great time for you to decide what kind of person you want to be. And I know this from my own experience. I'm different from Joanne. In my mind, since I was young, the thing was like, if you can get a girl to like you, you have value. If no one likes you as a man, or as a boy, you're not cool enough, you're not strong enough, you're not great, you're not handsome, you don't have. So in my idea, my identity came from, okay, can I get a girl to like me? So that was my whole plan. Like even when I go to class, I'm like, all right, I want to not just get any girl, I want to get a cute girl.
I want to look cool.
I want to get a cute girl to like me. So before I end the class, I'm like, all right, wait, where should I sit? I'm plotting. I'm trying to see where the girls are sitting at.
Such a tryhard.
I'm trying to, I'm be like, hey girl, what's your name? My name is Jay. I used to go by Jay.
Jay.
Oh man, it's such a cringe. When I look back, I'm like, oh my goodness, so cringe. So I didn't have any strong identity, and this is something that a lot of men go through. Even up to now, you can find men who are like 30, 40 years old, and they find their value in the kind of woman that they attract. And so that's why they work so hard to get so much money to get a woman to attract them, so that they can get value from someone else. And so what I did is I was with a lot of girls. I had a lot of girlfriends, but not like deep girlfriends, but like, yeah, I like you, you like me, let's hang out, let's talk, let's give you a kiss,
kick it.
let's hold your hand, just like, okay. In terms of the school, this is especially in high school, I had a girlfriend, quote unquote.
The ones you hold hands with.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend, and that was pretty much it. Cause guess what? My parents, if they found out, bro, I wouldn't be alive right now. So that was my experience. I had a girlfriend, this one, then that one, but it wasn't like deep, nothing emotional, nothing anything. And then finally,
I got just for your own boost.
Yes, it was for me. It was not. I didn't care nothing about them. I was just trying to show, like, bro, this is my girl. Look who I came with. We went to the movies. Look who I came with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love the flirtation. I love like having someone to call mine. You feel me? And a lot of people, that's what we want in relationships. Someone to call mine. And I remember when I got into university. Now, there was no restrictions. No one to say, where you been? No one to say, what time are you coming home? I was free to be out. So in university, I found a girl there, and I was like, okay, this can be someone I'm with for like, 3 months. Guess what? She grew on me. And before you know, I actually started to really, really like this girl. Kind of love her. I wouldn't say love her, but I kind of love. And before you know, 1 year goes, and it's like 2 years, and I'm like, yo. This is what happened. I'll tell you the story another time. I found out that she was out for the streets, bro.
What does that mean, Josh?
She was out for the streets. She was out in the playground. If you feel what I'm saying. I thought I had me a girl, but I had a girl that was out in the playground. So she was not mine at all. And that thing broke my heart, and I said, I'm done. Like, forget this girl and forget anyone. And I'll tell you about that story, man. It was one day you should interview me. I'd be a guest and do some therapy on that story.
Because you went through a lot.
I went through a lot. Like I remember being so mad. I was so mad that I punched the elevator and I broke my hand. Like that's how mad I was. I punched it like just to feel some pain. I broke the elevator. And then I went to my guys, and I was going to be like, yo.
No, you didn't break the elevator.
I didn't break, yeah.
Broke you.
Exactly.
Like, who do you think you are?
I'm not Superman. Anyways, I broke the elevator. The elevator broke my hand, and I went to my guys, and I remember seeing them. There was 2 guys, one here, one here, and I was about to say, yo, can you believe this girl? She's such a terrible person. I can't believe. So I opened my mouth to speak. I was like, yo, can you? And you just tears. It was so embarrassing in front of my friends. So that's all. Anyways, back to the whole thing.
So you became single again.
I said, I'm done. Matter of fact, this is how I know God is careful. That same day, to make myself feel like, I'm still a man, I called this girl that I knew liked me, and I was like, yo, let's go for a movie. So I went with the movie, this girl, and as we're about to go, I was like, you know what, this is so wrong. I told this girl, listen, I just broke up with someone that I cared about seriously, and this isn't right for me to be in this car with you. And she's like, no, it's okay. Da, 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 da. And I was like, no, it's not okay. And she was down for it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to be with you. Anyways, that was God looking out for me, because that girl turned out to have a lot of problems. Anyways, after this is when I really started to find the Lord, and I said, I'm done. I'm not dating anyone again. The next person I'm going to date is going to be my wife.
So you started working on yourself?
On myself. I'm like, why do I have these girls that... Because for me, it was such a shock, because she was a church girl, she was all these things, but still there was something in her that would allow her to date me, and that by dating me could show the character of her heart. So like, I need to develop myself to attract the kind of people that can meet my standards.
And that's not our number one. While you're still single.
Who are you attracting?
Yeah. Who are you attracting? But who are you attracting depends on who you are.
Exactly.
Also. Because in order to attract the right people, you have to have the like mind. And I know, like science says, you attract the opposite. But here in the Bible, character, good
values.
Yeah, values.
Yeah, the values have to be the same.
Because science says and like poles repel, and opposite poles attract.
That can be in temperament and different things, but not in character and values.
In terms of character and values and where you're headed and vision, you all have to be on the same page. And so before you say, I want a man who is God, I want a man of God. I want a man who doesn't have those complexes like superior, inferior, whatever complex.
I want him to be tall.
Who is not a narcissist, who is really level-headed, who takes care of his family, a family man. But for you, you're not anywhere close to that. You want to go out in the streets. You want someone to take care of you, but you're selfish. You only think about yourself. You don't want to,
You have, that was one of the greatest things my mentor told me when we were talking about like finding a wife. He said, go and work on yourself. He said, think about the woman that you want to marry. Think about the best version of who she is. Okay, are you the type of man that woman would be attracted to? I said, ooh. Are you the type of woman that man that you want would want? You want someone at this level, but for you are down at this level, and then you want to bring someone down to your level. No, people who are in that level, they're not going to come down to that level. What's going to happen? You're going to find someone who's also on that level, and you meet. Oh, let me get my hand. But now, God, this woman likes me so much. Anyways, you meet. So this one's not going to come down, and you might not go down, but you'll meet someone on your level. And so the person that you've been finding is a person on your level.
And also, like Josh said, when he came, when you're actively looking for a wife. Now, a man who is actively looking for a wife, those are not very many.
That's fire, ponder.
Those are not very many. And they have done the work. For a guy to say, I am settled, I am looking for someone to build with, those are not very many. And so what they want in a woman, they're going to be very careful in choosing who they want their children to be raised by, who they want.
We watch.
Yeah, we watch and we judge. They watch and they judge.
And we judge. I'm telling you, because, sorry to interrupt, keep going.
Go ahead.
Listen, ladies, Because YouTube tells us that most of you who are watching are ladies. Because the men, we got to pray for the men.
Yeah.
The men who are serious about the type of woman they want to marry are not many. So that means there are more of you ladies than there are men worthy of being married. The demographics say there are 50-50 men, yeah, but the men who are worthy to be married are very few, maybe 20%. So we have a pool of many women that want to be married and a pool of very few men that want to be married.
But also these days, the men are saying the women, there's no women these days, the women are just...
Auntie.
And then also the women are saying the men are also like, where are the men? No men, all the good men are taken. No, they're not. They're just so, they're very few. Like the selection is very few. And in order for them to meet...
You have to stand out.
You have to stand out.
Your character.
Your character.
Let me tell you, what would attract a man is not the same what would attract a man who wants to get married.
Yeah, yeah.
So what happens most times is the lady comes out and she's like, I want to attract men. And the type of man she attracts is not the type of man that would want to marry her. And so a lady wants marriage, but she's attracting the man that does not want marriage. How? A woman will go out, she wears a short skirt, you know, she's revealing her body, and she's flirtatious with everyone. A man who wants marriage is not going to want that. I'll tell you that. Because he's going to want someone for himself, not someone that's available for every person. And so you got to make a decision. What kind of man are you trying to attract? Okay? What kind of person are you trying to be with? You don't want a man that will... And a man who's attracted to such does not care about you. You feel me? A man who's just attracted to body and physical appearances and the energy that you're giving him, showing that you are available, like the flirtatious vibe. You know how girls be like, oh, hey, you know, if he's just attracted to that, it's surface level. And then what girls think is that if I can first attract him, if I can bring him in, then I can make him love me. Yet that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You can't just say, oh, okay, I'm gonna sleep with you. No, by the time he sleeps with you, you lose value. He's conquered the mountain. So it's like, no. And that's why I say, I heard someone say, why is it that any time I sleep with a man, he stops caring about me? Because before he used to call you, good morning, I love you, sweetheart, and then finally he said, oh, I love you too. And he sleeps with you, and then nothing. Why? Because men are conquerors. We want to conquer. Once we conquer, okay, we have hunted, we have found the fish, on to the next. Let me conquer another mountain. I have got you to like me. I have got you for myself. I'm done with you. So don't go around trying to say, oh, I can change him to like me. No. It is through your character. It is through the way you behave. It is acting like a wife. This is why the Bible...
Not acting.
No, being a wife.
Yeah, being.
This is why the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Haven't you seen people like, they're not cute at first, but then the more you be around them, they just feel like home. They just feel like they're easy to be with, and before you know it, you don't even remember you thinking that they're not good looking. They just become the most beautiful person. That's why the Bible says beauty is fleeting and charm is deceptive, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised.
Come on.
Is to be praised, because fearing the Lord is what builds your character. You cannot fear the Lord and you stay bound in some things. You cannot fear the Lord and still feel inadequate, and so you have to come off as a strong, independent young woman. You cannot be fearing the Lord and your body is not the temple of the Holy Spirit and you just give it anyhow. You cannot fear the Lord and be lazy. You cannot fear the Lord and be, and just be mediocre. A woman who fears the Lord has to be praised. But here's also what I'm going to say. Why you're still single. I remember when I was dating you, I was like, he's not good looking. He's not like your outfits were not giving.
No, tell me now that we're here. Tell me everything, okay? Tell me everything.
Your outfits was not giving. And I remember I used to call Debbie, like, Debbie, I really don't like his outfits.
You've been waiting all this time. You wanted someone with great style.
I love style because my mom was someone...
Oh, also there's something that you told me later. Remember what you said?
What?
You also wanted a man that was like very like tough outside in the public and only soft with you. And you wanted like, but Josh, he's smiling to everyone. He's shaking everyone's hands, and you're like, that's not what I wanted.
I wanted such toxicity. Can you imagine? Because that's toxic. That's a man who is mean, and I'm like, what? Now thinking about it, like that was so immature. But that's what I wanted. I wanted a man who is tough, who's cool, and who's gonna be like, yeah, he's only with me, you know. Like I got him.
This is what I'm the one who tamed him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the one who calmed the dragon. He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
But I made him good for me.
Yeah.
And that's a lot what girls be doing.
And also guys, because guys want.
Show me guys, because I don't get that.
But guys want the woman who is like, oh, I'm the only one who has her, like. Yeah, you know what, guys? You know, like I've won that prize, whether she's good character or not, a baddie. Like I'm the one with her. I'm the one with her. You know. And anyway, if you don't know, I can give you examples direct, but I will not.
Who?
So I'm just thinking. I was thinking, Debbie, his outfit not given. You know, mom raised us to like style. You gotta have style. And Josh was
didn't have style.
He just wore t-shirts and he's, you know, I needed some. Anyways, and that was gonna make me. I wanted.
So you're gonna say no to me because of my style?
Yeah, and I was gonna miss out on this fine thing. And wow, I've never met a guy with better character. Anyways, some women. You want financial, you want finances, you want looks, you want status. Like, what is he like? What is my family gonna think? I brought this man. He's not even, you know, he just probably graduated Bambi. He's not coming from a wealthy home, but his character is unmatched. But you don't want him. You have like 10 people who want you, and has the best character. But because he's the least financially stable, he's the least. He comes from the least. You know when they said Manasseh. Even from the tribe, we were the least. Even from the
You know that's all vibing. That's a Nigerian movie. A girl, I'm giving you the director's cut right now. A girl, she's coming from a good house, and the family puts a lot of pressure on this girl. You have to make sure you marry well. You have to marry well. You have to marry well. Then she meets some boy who is from the village. She really loves this boy from the village, but the mom says, "Don't be with that boy. Don't be with that boy.
Her nice.
Don't be with that boy. Don't be with that boy." And then what happens? The mom finds her some big rich man from a wealthy family. Says, so she marries this guy. Then this other guy comes, he walks out, he makes money, then he becomes even greater than this one. And then she's
the end.
She Nigeria.
That's so funny.
And then this one is mistreating her, and then she's
cheating on her. Literally. Because
goodness.
Character is what sustains stuff. I can give a poor, like a terrible character guy money, and trust me, in years, he's gonna spend it on alcohol, he's gonna spend it on women, he's gonna spend it, and he's not gonna have nothing, and you're not gonna be happy. But I can give a man who loves you, who takes care of you, who is patient, who is God-fearing, who is educated, who is all these things all in one, but he's not from a family or whatever, his background is not the best. And let me tell you, once you have him and you're the right woman, you can build something so powerful.
Just example is Pastor Eve. When she gives this example, by the way, you should watch it up here, one of these videos when Joanne interviews Pastor Eve. Pastor Eve said that when she was getting married to my dad, everyone told her not to do it because my dad didn't have any money. And he was a preacher. So like, what are you going to do with a preacher that has no money? And it was crazy because she's like, you know what? I don't care what anyone says. I see his character. I see his work ethic. If it means we're going to be poor, we're going to be poor. But as long as I've seen this man and I've seen what he's able to do. And when they got married poor. They didn't have money for TV. They had a smoker room. They didn't have anything, but they had each other and they had God. And from that, they were able to build, a great thing, a great life, and they were able to get out of the rags and got into the riches, and God has been glorified.
Yeah, but here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not saying go and you marry yourself a poor man. I'm talking about character, guys. Not a man who sits on the couch all day. Not a man who
has no vision,
doesn't listen.
He's not walking.
Not a man
he's
who
not pushing.
He's just there. You're the one who does all the pushing. Oh, what are we gonna do? Thinking for the family, thinking for the relationship. That's not what we need. We need a man who's like, okay, this is what we do. This is where we're heading.
This is where we're going.
This is where we're going. A prayerful man, a man that leads spiritually, a man that has his head on his shoulders, not in his hands.
That's so good. I think it's so good for us to understand, even you who's watching. And I speak to the men. Men, you got to get your character on game. Like, this is the greatness of single season, is a time for you to look at yourself and say, what kind of man do I want to be? And every time Joanne's asking me to do something and I'm like, oh, she's annoying, I tell her to tell me this, just to remind me, what kind of man do you want to be, Josh? Like, okay, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with the dishes? Can you help me to gyro? Hey, we need this and this and this. And I'm like, not now, not now, not now. She's like, I say, hey, other than complaining or getting upset, just ask me. Because that's a motivation for you as a man. Like, you need to motivate yourself. What kind of man do you need to be for your life, for yourself, for your wife, and for your kids? You understand what I'm saying? And now, a lot of times when you talk about why are people single, it's self-sabotage. I want you to expound on that, Joanne. There's a girl who's watching right now, okay? And she is saying, for me, I don't think I'm going to get that kind of marriage, so I won't even try. I'm going to just have my own life. I'm going to be a boss babe and do my own thing.
Boss babe.
And if I get a man, I'll be with a man. I don't have any need for commitment. I don't need for marriage. If that man cheats on me, I'll leave. If he gives me a kid, I'll leave. And I'll live with my kid and I'll live my own life. If I find another one, I'll find another one. But for me, I cannot get married. I cannot be a part of that system.
I don't want to say demonic, but the ungodly idea of strong, independent woman, while that is great to be strong, I feel like God has not called us. Like, independence is such a big word. Independent thinker, yes, but like when you say I'm independent, that means I don't need no man. I don't need da. But then you want a man. You want to be loved. You want to be chaste. You know, you want someone to come home to. But if they're there, let them be there. If they're not, they have to. Like, you have all these terms and you have all these things, and if they come, they come. Trauma. Yes, they come from trauma. Any decision that you make from toxicity, from trauma,
from pain.
Yeah, remember I used to tell you. Did we talk about this when I used to tell you I want a man who is hard? We just talked about it, right?
We just talked about that.
Who is just hard. That was toxicity.
Toxicity, yeah.
You know, toxicity. And so all of that, just bringing it into your life. And you're using that, your kids, that you give birth to show that you're strong, but you're using it to boost your own self-image. That is so selfish. And you're perpetuating a fatherless generation, knowing very well what fatherlessness does.
And you say, oh, my mother raised me as a single mother, and I'm okay. Look at me, I turned out good. But are you good?
Yeah, are you really good? And the thing is, identity really comes much from the father. That's why the people take on your father's name. Your father, you're buried at your father's, part of the family. Yeah. Your father. Because that's where identity comes from. When you don't give your children that opportunity of a good father, that's what happens. And I mean, the father is on to make the choices of who he is, but that's also like, who am I marrying? Like, who is going to be the father to my children? If I'm just going on and sleeping and just for the sake of having someone to call me mom, that's really, really selfish. And so the idea of strong, independent woman, whatever, but I also want a man, but I also don't, but I'm scared of commitment, but who's going to love me the way I am, and all of these things, and I've been hurt in the past. I'm talking to the camera. And I've been hurt in the past, and all of these things. I feel like that's where the healing comes from, needs to come from, and you look inward and say, okay, something needs to change. I need to create a family that is whole. I need to create a family that is going to produce strong, morally upright, children that are going to change their generation. Children that are going to be an example to their generation. Why you're probably single, sorry, is because when guys see that, it's just like, I don't even have room.
Even approach.
Yeah, I don't even have room for anything.
I'll just say this. A lot of the boss babes out there are hurt. You're crying inside. And maybe someone cheated on you. Maybe you didn't have a father figure. Maybe
someone broke your heart.
Someone broke your heart, you know. And so you come out with this strong mentality, like, okay, I'm not gonna ask anyone for anything, as a protection for yourself, because you don't want to go through that again. But marriage is about going through that, because there are gonna be times where I hurt Joanne and where she hurts me. But marriage is about forgiveness. And so the thing about it is, can you find someone that you can forgive for the rest of your life and trust that they will also forgive you? To get out of that cycle of pain, because what it produces destroys societies. You look at the children, the daughters that you are having that are going to replicate that, because even the stance of strength is a stance of pain. You say, oh, I'm strong, I don't need no man. It's a stance of pain. Oh, I'm really hurting. Oh, I'm really alone. Because that stance, what it produces, you're gonna be alone. You're gonna sleep around with guys and not expect anything from them and think that that's okay. That is not okay. For a woman to sleep with a man and not expect anything. That's why you call it the one night stands. That is not okay. It's a place of pain. And I've seen this with my friends, I've seen this with people that I care about. And I just want to tell them, it's okay. Go through the pain, feel the rejection, feel the heartache, and still say, even though I feel this, I still want somebody. I still want to be married. I still want someone to be committed, because that's a fundamental thing that God put in us, to be united with someone for the rest of our lives. And if you're watching today, I want to tell you that it is possible and it is okay to want that. You're not weak for wanting that. You are being true to yourself. I want that. I want someone to love me. I want someone to wake up to me and to care for me and to see the worst of me and to still be there. That's the beauty of marriage. I see the worst of Joanne. She sees the worst in me, and we still get up every single day and say, let's live this life together.
I choose you every day.
I choose you, girl. Shoot.
That's powerful.
So listen to me. Stop self-sabotaging yourself. Stop running away when you see a good guy because you fear he's going to break your heart. You fear he's going to do what your husband did. Yes, love is a risk.
Your father did.
What did I say?
Your husband did.
Your father, your husband did. Love is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I want to pray for somebody right now. I don't know who it is right now, but I'm going to pray for you. All right? I'm going to pray over this camera. Father, in the name of Jesus, for anyone that is going through a single time and having that mindset of boss babe and feeling pain for what they have been through or what they have seen, Father, I just pray into this camera and I speak over them that you would heal their heart. I pray for healing from the trauma, healing from the separation and from the division, healing from the broken men that have been a part of their lives. And God, that you would restore them and build in them who you want them to be, that they will receive the value that they have in you, not in what they think they have, but the true value that they have in you. In Jesus' name.
Amen. One last thing. While we talk about strong, independent women, there's also the dependents.
Yeah.
The ones
Come
that
on.
I don't do anything. If my man's not doing every single thing, I am not marrying that person.
I'm here to look cute.
Yeah.
I'm here to smile. I'm here to post pictures.
Yeah, that's not
That ain't a wife, bro, or girl.
Yeah. You can't even take care of your own finances. How are you going to take care of
the house?
How are you going to take care of the house? You can't manage anything.
They got some girls out here that are literally children, and they want to be married.
Yeah.
And they want to be married not for the husband, not for the wife, but for themselves. They want someone to take care of them.
They want to escape the struggles.
And it's not bad.
Streets.
It's not bad. It's not bad to want someone to take care. Yes, but marriage is two-way. I take care of you. You take care of me. But if you find a man who is doing all he can for you, he's feeding you, he's giving you money for everything, but you don't want to cook, you don't want to clean the house, you don't want to take care of your kids, you don't want to... You talk on it, girl.
I mean, you've said it all. You've said it all. They're just wanting an escape from this hard life economically. I mean, the economics are not economic right now.
They just want to stay at home.
They just want to stay at home and a soft life ambassador. But with,
you can stay at home. Sorry.
With license of I'm not going anywhere. This is mine. No one's chasing me away from this home. So it's secured. Okay? No one's chasing me away. It's mine and I know it, and that's what I want. But guys, that's not marriage. That's not marriage. And so you can't even look for the real person for you, because you're looking with the person that has the ability to meet those needs. So it doesn't matter. Are they good character?
Whoa. Say that slowly again.
You're not wanting a guy that even loves you anymore. Or they can love you, but someone for you, like is going to be patient with you.
Someone that you love. You're not looking for someone that you love.
You just want someone who is going to take you off the streets and give you a good life.
And meet those needs.
And meet those needs. That means, number one, they have to be financially upright. I don't care about character. I don't care about this. They have to be financially stable. Because what I need from them is a soft life. I need a spa every 2 weeks. I need a car. So I'm not going to marry Joffrey.
You know what happens?
Who has a good heart and good character, but he's not.
You know what happens to people like that?
Yeah.
They lose their identity because they don't even get to know who they are anymore. They're forming themselves into what they think the other man wants. And men, be careful of these people.
Run away.
I want to speak to you men. There are fakers out here that look like wives, but they are really for the streets.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
I'm telling you, be careful of the fake wives. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I had to put Joanne in a tester.
Oh, let me say this, because
they act like prayer warriors.
No, not even that.
They act like prayer warriors. Let me tell you, that's what happened to me. I thought I had a good girl.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry. But even, we talk about the guys thinking they're prayer warriors, but even I lost my chain of thought.
It's okay. Let me finish my thought. I'm telling you, these girls out here, they'll go to church, right? They'll lift their hands and worship. They'll say amen. They'll act like, oh, they love God and everything, but they really don't even know who they are. Yeah. And they are faking it. This is how you know they're faking it. That at the first sign of like temptation, they'll fall. You're like, girl, this ain't your first time out here in these. You've been here before, and you acting like you're all holy and sanctified, but when you really aren't, man, run from these girls, bro. I fell for that trap. I'm telling you, I fell for that trap, and it's worse. You gotta put them in the tester. You gotta see the character of who they are, because they're gonna act, they're gonna sound good, they're gonna sound like wives, and yet they're the devil themselves. And when you put this person in your house for the rest of your life, you'll find that, I'm married to someone I don't know. I'm married to someone that doesn't want to change. I'm married to someone, we married in the church. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Yeah. And you're stuck in hell for your life. I pray for you, brother.
Yeah, choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Take your time. You're not cursed, okay? You just need to.
Let me pray. Those brothers out there that have a wife at home that's not who you thought you married.
Bambi.
I pray for you, brother. Stay strong. Love God. And he can change that girl.
Amen. Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Guys, this is our single series. It's our single series. And
more is coming.
More is coming. But I want to tell you, single and ready to mingle is good. But single and thriving and developing and confident in where you are is better. Don't be so in a hurry to look for someone, especially you ladies. Okay? Single season is a blessing. It's not a curse.